everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my Andrew Cutter Picks of the Weeks. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel and know nothing about this video series, basically what I do is I take a look at this week in DC Comics. Then I select the comic that I enjoyed the most and declare it my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. Now, if at any time during this video you want to see a full review of one of the comics mentioned here, don't worry. I already did a review of each and every single one of these comics. You can just go back to my channel and check out the review there. In addition to that, this video also serves as a chance for me to talk about any news or updates pertaining to the world in general and also to my channel. And we do have quite a bit of news and updates for you today. So with that said, let's jump into this week in DC Comics. All of them number 7s except for one of them. So we have Detective Comics number 7, Action Comics number 7. Quite a big week. Quite a big week. Batwing issue number 7. Huntress issue number 6 of 6. Swamp Thing issue number 7. Animal Man issue number 7. Men of War issue number 7. Actually, all of them are issue number 7 from this point on. OMAC, Hawk and Dove, Stormwatch, and then rounding out the week is Justice League International. If I could give a word to this week in comics, I would say the word is fun. There's some pretty good comics in here, some damn good comics in here. But there's also comics in here that aren't particularly overwhelmingly good that are fun. And examples of these would be like OMAC and Hawk and Dove. In no way, shape, or form do these comics come off as mind-blowingly awesome. But they're fun. They were fun to read for whatever charm they had. So, I mean, that's good. The only comic that was really bad this week was Huntress. But the Huntress the miniseries just didn't resonate with me. It really wasn't good. It didn't do anything nice. I mean, it was just there. But if I had to pick one comic to be my Andrew Carter pick of the week, and excuse me, my voice is getting a little hoarse because I have like a cut on the back of my neck. I don't know how I got that, but I have it. So my voice is starting to get a little hoarse. If I had to pick one comic to be my Andrew Carter pick of the week, it would have to be Men of War issue number 7. Let's talk a little bit about Men of War. I won't talk too much because I already said everything I need to, but this is as realistic as you can get of a portrayal of people in war or coming back from war, with still having that fictional and comic book flair to it. What really resonated with me with this story and really put it over the top was J.T. Kroll's story of the man who came back to war and had trouble adjusting, had trouble getting a job, had trouble with post-traumatic, and he had no one to talk to about it. And that was just, it was a heavy story. It was a heavy story. Um, really fun, really good. And I think they're using the current format of Men of War to weed us into GI combat, where we don't have Sergeant Rock as the main focus, but rather we have, people that just make up. You have new writers like James Robinson and J.T. Kroll, and I know J.T. Kroll is going to be writing um, GI combat in one of the stories. I think Haunted Tank or the War Time Forgot. I forget. But in saying that, this was still a fantastic issue and something I think people should pick up. It did blow me away, and that's why I got a 5 out of 5. That's why it's my Andrew Cutter pick of the week. Um, Moving on, let's move on to some news and our updates. Uh, PM Night 12 and myself did a podcast or a video sit down chat, and we're posting it on his channel. So in the chat, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about what films we would like to see, animated films we would like to see from being adapted from stories from both Marvel and DC. What live action films we would like to see. We talked some heavily into Marvel stuff we like, stuff we don't like, costumes we like, stories that we like, stuff like that. Which I very rarely talk about Marvel. So if you want to hear me talk about Marvel, you're gonna get it in this chat. We'll post the link down at the bottom. You can check it out, and also check out the rest of PM Night's 12 stuff. Some pretty fun stuff. He's a good guy. He has some interesting thoughts, and that's something that you don't get much from many reviews. Are thoughts, and he's very, very vocal about how he feels, and I like that. I find it to be an endearing and rewarding quality. So, check out the chat, and then check out also all the other stuff he does. He does chats with other people, and he does his own individual videos. So check that out. Really good stuff, and I had a fun time talking to him. He's a good guy. So again, check him out. As for news and updates, we have some news in the video game world. First and foremost is, and I didn't get to do an Andrew Cutter pick of the week last week because we only had really two comics from DC Comics, and that's it. And there wasn't really any point of doing a pick of the week for those. Um, One is Pokemon Black and White #2 is coming out, and Assassin's Creed #3 is coming out. So we do have some big news in that. Uh, let's talk about Pokemon Black and White 2 first. Again, pardon me for my voice. I really should have a drink here so I could lubricate. But um, Pokemon Black and White 2. What are my thoughts? I don't know. Pokemon has been the staple for handheld games in the video game world for Nintendo. You can say Nintendo put out a lot of good games on the handheld, but Pokemon is their staple. It's been there since the beginning. Although, well, it's been there since the first Game Boy, which is the original Game Boy. It's had incarnations in almost every single generation. It has yet to have one on the 3DS. Um, so you know it's going to be a quality game, but you got to think of this. One is why are they putting it on the DS instead of the 3DS? Okay, Black and White itself came out towards the tail end of the DS, and I'm surprised that they're doing one on the 3DS, on the regular DS, and not on the 3DS, because we're already in the 3DS. I mean, how many people are going to want to go out of their way to buy Pokemon Black and White 2 if it's going to be on the DS? And I'm talking about non-hardcore Pokemon fans. I'm going to buy it anyways because I'm a Pokemon fan. It's one of those, it's like a curse, but a good curse that I love to death. But it kind of perplexes me why they're not putting it on the 3DS, which I think in the end could be a bad move. It's not like they didn't have enough time to make a game for the 3DS. Um, so I don't know. Maybe it'll work out. But 3D, the DS is a dying system. The 3DS is the new system, and there's everything you can do on the 3DS. Everything you can do on the DS, you can do on the 3DS. It's like the Wii. Anything you do on GameCube, you can do on the Wii. So I do not know. I do not know. Second thing that kind of concerns me is Pokemon Black and White 2. What does this entail? Usually, what Pokemon does, since, well, the very beginnings, they have the third title. In Gen 1, they had Red and Blue, and then the third title was Pokemon Yellow, Special Pikachu Edition. Let's not forget that. Then in Gen 2, we had Silver and Gold, and then Crystal version. In Gen 3, we had Ruby and Emerald, and then Ruby and Sapphire, and then Emerald version, and then we had the remakes, Fire Red and Leaf Green. Then in Gen 4 we had Diamond, Pearl, and then Platinum, and then the remakes of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You think with Gen 5 they're gonna have Black and White, and then the next installment is gonna be, I don't know, Gray version or something like that. But they didn't do that. They did Pokemon Black and White 2. Two new games, not one, two new games, and they're direct sequels. So I think that's an interesting move. It might actually work out in their favor because it could give them a chance to pull out some new stuff rather than just do the same story with a few tweaks and a few different Pokemon here and there, which is really what the third installment is. So this may actually work out in his favor. There were some images of the two legendary dragons uh, fused with the ice dragon. I forget his name. I don't care. I don't use him. He's a horrible Pokemon. Fusing Pokemon together. Interesting. What are we, DNA digivolving? No, actually, this is an interesting concept which could work out or it could crash and burn. So we'll just have to see. On the whole, I'm not impressed with what I've seen from Pokemon Black and White 2. But again, I've seen very little. It's unfair to me to really give a judgment or an opinion right now because I really don't have one. So Pokemon Black and White 2, we'll just have to see where it goes. with that said, let's move on to Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 3 has been shown its first trailer, and there's some good and there's some bad to this. Good, it looks good. Two, the time period is cool. We're moving forward. I like the fact that we're doing it in different time periods, which is nice. And we're doing it, I think, in the American Revolution. That or the American Civil War, one of the two. I forget what time period it's exactly set in. One of the two. Washington's in there, so I think it's the American Revolution. So we have that happening, which is nice. Um, and it's also could be played on the Wii U, which is also pretty cool. Bad. The big bad I have, and I didn't even think about this until my friend at work pointed this out, and it's actually kind of something that concerns me. What is this new character? I think his name Connor. What is he going to be parkouring on? What is he going to be climbing on? There's no tall buildings like in Italy or some unique terrain like in Constantinople. There's trees. That's it. Unless he went to England at one point or France at one point or something like that. Where is he really going to be jumping? Where is the platforming going to be? Just wondering. Just wondering. Um, I don't know. I like the fact that Assassin's Creed is always doing new time periods with new characters, but I'm also concerned that they're going to fall into the same um, fault that Assassin's Creed Revelation did, where it's the same great gameplay, but it's just the same gameplay. So we'll see what happens with that. On a whole, I am looking positively, but I am also being a little hesitant, a little bit. Whew! My voice is going to give out sooner or later, which may actually work out. Beat Bowser's Inside Story. Really good game. I'm now playing Mario Luigi Partners in Time, which is actually set before Bowser's Inside Story. Bowser's Inside Story is the sequel to that. Playing that right now. I'm also playing Okami. I picked up Okami. I have a goal before I am done with the Wii. I want to pick up every single great Wii game. That might work out because it's only like 20 of them. But I'm gonna do that. I got Okami, so I'm playing that, and it's gonna be some time before I beat that. But I am slowly gonna progress through that. Um, okay, game, very Legend of Zelda like. I'll give a full review of it later. Doing that, and I'm thinking about picking up Wario Shake It. I think it's the platformer for Wii. Looking forward to that. Um, so that's really what's new in the game area. As for news and comic books, apparently it's revealed that Lois Lane dies in Earth 2. A lot of people are in uproar about this, and James Robinson kind of talked about it, and I have to agree with him on it. What's the big deal? It's not like it's the main Earth's Lois Lane. Earth 2 needs to be different from the new 52 Earth, you know? So, if you Lois Lane dying gives Superman a different motivation, it's different perception on the world, a different ideal of the world. His characters change. It's different, which is good. Apparently Wonder Woman is the last of the Amazons, which gives her a good perception and a different character. And Batman is going to be different too. So I guess on the cover it is Bruce, Diana, and Clark. But that went on, and some people got into a hoorah about that. But like I said, it's not like the main Lois Lane is dying. This is another universe, so it kind of gives sway to some new character stories, while still having other character stories being told in the main universe. Works out. So that's good. Anything else on the agenda? Yeah, nothing really. You know what I find is interesting though? I've been going online to the GameStop website and actually redeeming my points, and I've got like $50 off of games recently. Pretty cool, huh? Uh, but yeah, other than that, I have nothing really new to say. Other than the fact that to check out PM Knight's channel and check out his videos. And also, you can see the video that we did up there, and it's interesting. I usually don't talk about Marvel, but it was actually pretty fun to talk about it at the time. Again, very nice guy. Enjoyed his videos. Check them out. So, with that said, I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.